Hello, my name is Matthew, and I'd like to announce another read along for the month of June with Steve Donoghue. We've been having great fun with our read alongs this year. We started with Brideshead Revisited, and this month we're reading Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and we're going to carry on into June. And for the month of June, we're going to be reading The Iliad by Homer. We're going to be reading the Robert Fitzgerald translation. And I am so excited. I think this is going to be such great fun. And of course, this is an open invitation for everyone to read along and participate and have a good time with us. We make videos if you have a channel, or you can start a channel if you want to make videos, or just read and comment or email and anything like that. It's going to be so much fun. I've read this a few times before, so unlike Brideshead and Batman The Dark Knight Returns, which I had never read before, this is a story that I'm more familiar with, and I hope I can bring more to the table this time around and pick up on things on this newest reading. And Steve, of course, has read it many times. In fact, it's a poem that he reads every June. And Steve is 28 years old. He was born fully formed, so he's read it at least 28 times, multiple translations, maybe multiple languages. I believe he read it in the original Greek. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing what Steve has to say about the book, someone that's just much more familiar with the poem and the story and the historical context around the story, all of those things. And the Iliad is great. If you haven't read it before, and maybe if you've felt intimidated, it's a really exciting story full of huge, larger-than-life characters, actual gods that participate and are actively involved in the goings-on of the principal characters in the story. The gods get angry and jealous, and they're taking sides, and it's a lot of fun. If you don't know anything about the poem or the story at all, you would benefit from just reading the Wikipedia page or the introduction in any book that has just a little summary, just to get you up to speed. It's a poem that when it was written or when it was being told, there was an understanding that the audience already knows the story, and so the orator or Homer doesn't need to clue you in with who the characters are, or what the big battle is, or anything like that, because everything would have been so familiar that it wouldn't be necessary. But there's just a big war, the big battle going on. It's like a 10-year war, and this story actually picks up it's in the middle of the war, towards the end, and it only takes place in a small period of time during the war, but doesn't end at the end of the war. So it's just this little slice of an enormous amount of activity that happens within the story. We have these great characters. There's the swift-footed or fleet-footed Achilles, and Hector, and Agamemnon, and like I said, all the gods. Zeus is showing up, and Poseidon, and Hera, and it's great. It's great. So we're going to be reading the Robert Fitzgerald translation. If you want to just read the same text that we're reading, that's what it's going to be. But there's a huge amount of great English translations available. So if you're not really sure, um, if you're at the bookstore and they have a couple editions, you can just um, flip through a couple books, find something that um, catches your eye, sparks your fancy. Um, any translation that you'll find in a bookstore will work just as well. And so, yeah, we're going to read, this is the Fagel's translation, but the Iliad by Homer. We're reading the translation by Robert Fitzgerald, and I hope anyone that's interested will read along, and it should just be great fun. Um, let me know if you want to read this with us. So, in the month of June, just like what we've been doing before, um, about a quarter of the book each week, which I think would be like six of the books or chapters, 6 chapters a week, but probably like 150 pages a week, something like that. Super manageable. So yeah, let me know what you think. This is my announcement video. Steve's gonna make one as well. So thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you would like, and take care.